Hello teacher, welcome to this presentation. My name is Antonio Jaramillo and today I am going to do my presentation of my research question of my project. So let's start. My research question is how reading influence in the comprehension of English through the patterns present in the language. Well, this is my brief introduction about how do my project. So when I start to do my observation in the institution educative of Guaranda, I knew that implement a project here it was a challenge because the students not have a good level of English even if they are in a high level. So I don't know how to start to do my project. So this was a little bit challenge, but I decided implement this, the reading and writing about the parents present in the language. Well, what are my objectives? In my objectives, general objectives is improve their language skills based on English and improving the social and communicative skills of young people, the students, belong belonging to the world mostly connected by a common language, in this case the English. Sorry. My specific objective is improve the academic level of the students, passing from a basic level from A1 to A2 or B1 during the application of my project, taking count their academic degree. On other hand, my theoretical farmer would say, well, in my investigation, I find previous research done that are same a little bit to my research question, because it use a holistic method to using a resource available to the classroom and outside. One example of this previous investigation is a longitudinal study of reading comprehension achievements from grades 3 to 10, investigating model of stability, communicative growth, and comprehension by Dr. Elizabeth Lee and Dr. John Kirby. This is a research project talk about how the implementation and teaching English during the time to the 3 grade to 10 can improve many ability in the students during a long time, because this is a longitudinal study. The result of these studies is that communication, by the learning the rules and applying them in your daily life, applause progress through the years. So there are another studies, but I decided write one in these presentations because it's a short presentation. Um, Now about the implementation of the SDG, I chose the number 13. Sorry, and this is about take your measures to combat climate change and its effects. This is the number 13. Now my justification about the implementation of this project is that I based my project in apply the difference um, the different approach to teach English. In this case, I teach from a grammar, root, and these categories. For example, I expose to the students the more common aspect of the language. I mean, the patterns present in the language. For example, verbs, adverbs, noun, and different parts of the speech. Because these topics or basic to learn English. In other hands, you can saw in this presentation the subject, verb, and complement, lex, grammar, syntaxes, currents, questions. This is an example. This is this is a note in a notebook that the students. I saw this with them. What is my proposal? Well, teacher, my proposal focus is based in the thesis of the English from the simple context to the go well. My proposal go to the simple to the complex. So I want to touch down the basic aspect of the language, the pattern expressing in the language. I mean, syntax, morphology, grammatical characteristics in general. Well, the context needs in the school. There are many needs in the schools. For example, when I stay in these schools, I can saw that the institution educative had many many change in their administrative and structural aspect, and on other hand, in the academic, the students had a basic or a low level of English. So this is the most significant aspect. This is my school. For example, you can see these two images. My methodology was a mixed methodology. I do observation, interviews. Example, you can see two different interviews. Well, there are one, another one, and this is the analysis two results. Well, in this stage, it's the number one. You can see in this part the first stage when I start to implement my method. So how I said before, the level of the students was so bad. There are the results. How you can see in this image, some students no have a score less or same than 8 points, because in my institution educative in Guaranda, we take a score from 1 to 100. How you can see, the most of the people, of the young people, take a score less or same than 50 points. Now in the stage number 2, I do another interview, and for example, you can see, their answer. In Spanish, I do my question in Spanish because the how I before the level of English is so low. So for example, in the question number 1, ¿consideras que las actividades o prácticas han sido útiles para tu aprendizaje? This part is about the step number 2, about after the number 1. When I apply my methodology, and the young people say in this example, yes, sí han sido útiles porque cada día aprendo más sobre cada tema, aunque sea lo básico, dice. So in this aspect, they are growing up the assimilation of the language, because these questions are not summative, are qualitative. Well, This is the stage number 2, as I before. In this part you can see the advance of the students, and this graphic show how they are um, taking a high level. um, for example, in this scale you can see how many students had a score less or less than 70 points. Now, if we compare the two different scales, um, in the stage number 1 versus stage number 2, you can see the difference. Now, the score less or less than 15 had a less during the applic of my project. For example, in this graph, in this image, you can see the promedium of the level during my project. I want to say with this that there is a difference of 3.74 points in degree of the bad note. So you can see this here. It's a degree of 3.74 points in degree of bad noise. Not sorry. Well, this is mean that the project does work, and that it can continue improve even more of the time. The project had a good result. Well, my final consideration is that the language to be learned must be greater than is an effective way for its assimilation to some of the key points of the language in this immersion. That is why after teaching building sentence and understand them, students should be exposed to the second language through all possible means to increase their assimilation and understanding. Well, this was my presentation, teacher. Thank you very much. Bye.